that I make sure the things that have happened over the last 2 years, police firing rubber bullets into the backs of unarmed fleeing protesters.
At the shrine.
At the shrine of remembrance. Innocent people fleeing, shot in the back. I don't ever want to see again a mother in this country arrested in her house in front of her children and handcuffed in her pyjamas for her crime. Pregnant as well for her crime. Posting a complaint, a protest about the government on Facebook. That is not the Australia that I grew up in. That is not the Australia that my parents and grandparents fought for this country to protect, to give me these freedoms. That's the direction that we are heading. Now there is another path that we've set out. It's that gold and black sign that says freedom, freedom, freedom. If we are successful in any way, if we hold the balance of power in any particular way, our very first order of business or negotiation of any side to make a government, every single mandate must go, every worker must be put back at work and compensated for this. That would be the very first order of business. The second order of business would have the ACCC go after that company, Pfizer, for misleading and deceptive conduct and to compensate the thousands and thousands of Australians that have been injured and those that have been killed by these vaccines. The toughest day for me during the last 2 years was about a month ago when we had a hearing up in Brisbane. And a lady called Raylene Goetz came before us to give evidence. There was Malcolm Roberts from One Nation, a good and great man and a great senator. And I wish he was on our side, but he's on One Nation's side. They are very lucky to have him, and I give him all my support. George Christensen was there, someone that was so disgusted with what the Liberal National Government had done, that has walked away and retired. And across the table from us was Raylene Goetz. Her daughter had died shortly after being injected. They had a photo of this beautiful 23-year-old girl. And on the table, she had a box. And in that box were her daughter's ashes. And she told me, she said she worked for Queensland Racing. She didn't want to get the vaccine. She didn't want to. She thought she was 23, she was young and she was healthy. But she was mandated it by her employer, Queensland Racing. That's the only reason she had it. They said the day after she had it, she became very ill. 14 days later, she tragically died. And the coroner says, oh, we can't give you any defining on this for 18 months. Oh. So that poor woman sits there and tells us a story over and over again with her daughter's ashes on the table in front of us.
Just a coincidence.
And, yes, and I think to myself, if we were more successful, if we were able to argue better, if the bills and legislation that we put up before Parliament, we could have saved her if we had won. But we didn't, we lost. And she's dead.
You did everything you could.
That is what is at stake at this election. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, in the time left, get out there, talk to your family, talk to your friends, your relatives, your workmates, bump into people in the shopping queues and the streets, and talk to them about election, and simply say, Liberal, Labor, the Greens, and here in Warringah have let you down. They have abandoned the principles of the Anzacs that we fought for, the freedoms that should be our enshrined birthright. They've abandoned those principles, and I'll tell you what, at this election, I'm going to vote for the United Australia Party. Tell them about the great candidates that we've got to put their hand forward. And I'll tell you what, one of the best things that's happened over the last 18 months I'm sure all of you, like I've lost many friends because we've stood on our principles and we've lost people we thought were lifelong friends. Well, I'll tell you what, you're right down the back there. For every friend that I've lost, I've met so many, I've met 10 more people that are great friends, will be lifetime friends. People like Andrew that have put his foot forward, shown up, not being frightened the barbs he's going to cop, because he wants to fight for his country. So in this time remaining, I'm asking you to get out there and fight for your country like your life and your children's life and your grandchildren's life depends on it, because I'm telling you, it does. It does. So do everything you can until you're hoarse in the voice. Make it your obligation to go out there and talk to 100 people individually. Word of mouth advertising is the best that we have. Get out there. Keep talking. If you can help Andrew on election day, help him on election day. If you can help put some flyers or some signs up anyway, I beg you do that. Because if we can do that together, we've got another 150 seats around the nation that we've got people working night and day doing exactly the same thing. We can achieve this. We really can. And as I said, there's nothing less than the future of our nation at stake. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being so strong. Thanks for standing up. Let's get them.